Let's get a check now on this forecast for Wednesday. Busy morning for Michelle there in the Pinpoint Forecast Center. What's the latest?
Well, Pat, we're still tracking scattered showers and thunderstorms this morning. Some of them have contained some vigorous lightning, some heavy downpours, rainfall rates that can cause some localized street and poor drainage flooding. Good news is, though, is that the threat of severe weather will be winding down this morning. We're still looking at warm sunshine for this afternoon. Over the Cape right now, some heavy rainfall over Provincetown this morning. Barnstable as well, dealing with some downpours. We look back across Rhode Island, keeping my eye on a batch of rain and now even some thunder and lightning being reported just east of Block Island. This is lifting up north and east, so going to be making its way along the coast of Rhode Island into perhaps Aquidneck Island as the morning goes on, and further north just some scattered showers and at times some downpours. There's been a pretty intense thunderstorm over parts of New Hampshire this morning as well. Peak wind gusts in our area between 40 and 50 miles per hour with these storms earlier this morning. Had that over Blue Hill Observatory over Massachusetts this morning. Moderate risk for additional threats from some downpours, some lightning this morning for the ride into work, but quickly winding down over the next 2 hours and will be dry second half of the day. Low 60s for the temperature. Smithfield, Providence, Newport, and Westerly are in the middle 60s. Low and mid 60s. Southeastern Massachusetts, exception to that's the Cape, still in the upper 60s. It's a very warm start for an October morning. And as we bring back the sunshine, these temperatures should warm into the 70s this afternoon. So even seeing some breaks in the cloud cover over Down City, Providence, with still some raindrops on the camera lens. You can see the breaks of blue behind it. We're going to see more and more sun as the morning goes on. It's been a busy wind from the south-southwest, 15 miles per hour sustained, and we've been seeing some frequent gusts around 30-35 miles per hour. We've been seeing some clearing over Block Island from our camera there at 64 degrees. As the rain and thunder starts to wind down later this morning, we'll have to keep an eye on potential for some minor coastal flooding. It's certainly not looking like a big deal. But around high tide this morning, you combine that strong south and southwest wind with an astronomical high tide due to the full moon and minor coastal flooding, not only along the south coast, but up Narragansett Bay, possible between 8 and 9 o'clock this morning. Taking a look at the satellite and the radar, got this front going to be racing through the area. It's making its way into western New England right now. Push offshore, the showers and thunderstorms developing out ahead of that front. Those will move out and the sunshine, lower humidity moves in. You can see where most of the lightning strikes now making their way towards the Cape. The islands doesn't mean we can't get an additional isolated thunderstorm or two here in the next hour or so, but by 8 o'clock in the morning, showing that much of that activity is now pushing off of the Cape. Sunshine, 10 o'clock in the morning, rest of the day again looking great for you. Enjoy that mild weather, because after today, looking at highs in the 60s. In fact, even tonight, the temperatures will fall very quickly into the 40s by the time you wake up. Tomorrow morning in many areas, 6 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll keep mainly sunny skies for your Thursday afternoon, but highs only in the middle 60s. Today, low and mid 70s this afternoon. Other than the gusty breezes blowing the leaves around, should be a fairly quiet afternoon. Temperatures at the coast in the low 70s. Newport, low and mid 70s. In northern Rhode Island, warm, windy, dry, and much brighter. And the thunderstorms wind down this morning in southeastern Massachusetts. It's a nice afternoon, just brisk winds, low and mid 70s, Fall River and New Bedford. 7-day Futurecast, 66 for tomorrow. Another storm that we're watching for Friday night into Saturday morning doesn't look severe, but it could deliver some rainfall for the start. We're thinking again just Saturday morning of your Columbus Day weekend. Looks dry Sunday, highs in the low 60s. Get that updated Futurecast online throughout the day today, WPRI.com.